All right, guys, let's jump to actually in Congress where they're doing the electoral vote count.
Without objection, the tellers will dispense with reading formal portions of the certificates. After ascertaining
Yeah, we want to get through this quick.
that the certificates are regular in form and authentic, the tellers will announce the votes cast by the electors for each state, beginning with Alabama.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Alabama seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears Idaho seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida received 4 votes for president, and J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio received 4 votes for vice president.
Madam President, the certificate of the electoral vote of the state of Illinois seems to be regular in form and authentic, and it appears therefrom that Kamala D. Harris of the state of California received 19 votes for president, and Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota received 19 votes for vice president.
So, guys, they go through this state by state. So let's get to the end here. The big point is, you know, the Democrats saying, we're going to do this, we're going to fight for your rights, blah, blah, blah. They didn't do anything. They didn't even raise their voice. It wasn't even a whimper. Everybody voted, and everybody went home. Been like always. The Democrats never do what they say they're going to do, even for their own people.
Part of the House of Representatives report the following as the result of the ascertainment and counting of the electoral vote for President and Vice President of the United States for the term beginning on the 20th day of January, 2025.
The state of the vote for the President of the United States as delivered to the President of the Senate is as follows. The whole number of the electors appointed to vote for President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, the majority is 270. The votes for President of the United States are as follows. Donald J. Trump of the state of Florida has received 312 votes. Kamala D. Harris
What Kamala's wanting to say there is, shut up, you bastards!
Kamala D.
She had to hit that gavel.
Harris of the state of California has received 226 votes.
The sound guy in the back is probably turning up the volume of the audience mic right now, trying to get as much volume out of that group of Democrats as they can. Kamala's saying, why in the hell aren't they cheering louder? But hey, I don't know. She had to use a gavel, had to stop that massive applause.
The whole number of electors appointed to vote for Vice President of the United States is 538. Within that whole number, a majority is 270. The votes for Vice President of the United States are as follows. J.D. Vance of the state of Ohio has received 312 votes. Tim Walz of the state of Minnesota has received 226 votes. This announcement of the state of the vote by the President of the Senate shall be deemed a sufficient declaration of the persons elected, President and Vice President of the United States, each for a term beginning on the 20th day of January 2025, and shall be entered together with the list of the votes on the journals of the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
Kamala is saying, get me the hell out of here. I mean, that has to be tough to do that, but hey, they deserve it. I mean, they treated the American people like shit for the longest. I mean, they have the people from January 6th, just a group of people. They've been in jail for 4 years now. That's pretty amazing. They even put Steve Bannon in jail, or Bannon. I mean, talk about lawfare. It was just all about lawfare. Just like, who can we arrest? That's kind of that's what Stalin did in Russia.
The purpose of the Joint Senate having...
But I think that history is going to show exactly what the Biden administration was and all the crap that they did.
Been concluded pursuant to Senate Concurrent Resolution Number 2, the 119th Congress, the chair declares this joint session dissolved. Thank you.
Run away, run away. All right, let's see what else we got here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I call the Aren't I Special speech.
The peaceful transfer of power is one of the most fundamental principles of American democracy. As much as any other principle, it is what distinguishes our system of government from monarchy or tyranny. Today at the...
Aren't I special? That's all this is about, really. And she's saying all this just to stick a knife in Trump and twist it a little bit. Even though 53% of Americans don't believe a bit of that crap.
United States Capitol, I will perform my constitutional duty as Vice President of the United States.
Even though it kills me.
To certify the results of the 2024 election. This duty is a sacred obligation.
Yep, look at me. I'm just so special. Nobody else could do this, just me. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to bite the bullet for you.
One I will uphold, guided by love of country, loyalty to our Constitution.
I'm about to throw up.
And my unwavering faith in the American people.
You don't give a shit about the American people. Good example. The night you lost the election, what did you do? You had all those people that were working on your campaign. People that went around and knocked on the doors and put up yard signs, and I mean, they just, they bloodied their knuckles doing your work. Did you come out and say, hey, guys, it was a hard fought. Sorry, we didn't win, but I appreciate you. Drive safely. No, she didn't. She said, I'm going home. I'm getting drunk, and screw you.
As we have seen, our democracy can be fragile, and it is up to then each one of us to stand up for our most cherished principles and to make sure.
I don't know. I haven't really seen anybody in the Biden administration stand up for any principles.
That in America, our government.
Sorry, guys, I just can't take that anymore. But here's a more positive
our
angle.
Government.
Hi, everybody. Today is January 6th, and we will be certifying President Trump's election this afternoon. And I am so excited. This is a day I've been waiting for 4 years. And I spoke with President Trump just this morning, a little bit ago, and he's excited for Congress to certify the election. and I am so honored to be a part of this. It's going to be a great historic day, and we're still getting snow here. It's snowing right now, and we're going to get snow continuing throughout the day. But I have to tell you, come hell or high water, or snowstorm or blizzard or whatever it is, we will certify President Trump's election today, and we cannot wait to inaugurate him on January 20th.
You know, that was the difference between the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republicans, I mean, they would have dragged themselves to the polls. You could have shot them, hung them, whatever. They would have dragged themselves to the polls. The Democrats, well, they might walk across the street if the weather's nice. They just didn't. They just really didn't care for Kamala, or really, to be honest, Biden anymore.
And we cannot wait to inaugurate him on January 20th.
All right, guys, here's another angle from CNN.
Is interesting, and you can see the evolution. You can play all the sound bites from the days after when you heard Republicans blaming Donald Trump, some being short of saying he should be impeached, saying he should be held accountable. And 4 years later, we are here. It is a stunning political comeback attributed to how Trump played it afterward, how Democrats played it afterward, or something else?
Well, I think it's some mixture of everything, but to me, the big message is that in the United States, the people decide. And because of the disastrous 4 years that came after Donald Trump, the people decided to return Donald Trump to power. And that's fundamentally what happened. They looked at what happened on January the 6th. They looked at all the things Democrats claimed about Donald Trump, and they also analyzed every single decision that Joe Biden and Kamala Harris made, and they delivered Donald Trump a convincing victory 4 years later.
It is tough, though, Scott, because when you say the people decide, that's what people tried to make sure didn't happen on January 6th, was allowing the people to decide.
The machinery turned. It was a terrible...
The lack of acknowledgement of how bad it was in the aftermath.
I mean, I think a great many people have acknowledged it, but also what happened that day. The machinery turned. Joe Biden became the president. He had one of the worst terms of any U.S. president, and then the people scrambled back to Donald Trump. That is the history of what happened.
There you go, guys. CNN is still trying to, put the knife into Trump, but Scott Jennings, who's probably the only savior for CNN at this point, won't have any part of it. He's just putting it right back to him. They probably hate him for it, but hey, at least they're still on the air. So anyways, that's it. If you agree with me, please put it in the comments. If you disagree with me, please put it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.